Hello, I'm 197. I'm just here to go over the homework a little bit. So let's jump over to Blackboard. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the file for this week's homework, the Content Area A analysis. So we'll go ahead and open that up. And as we take a look through this document, we see that there are a couple different questions we need to answer here. First is the who influences this particular content area, who influences or uses it. Looking for some thoughtful answers here. Number two, the requirements for this content area. Now it says it should be the exact names given in your PAWS report, and that's true, and our PAWS reports are made from the bulletin. So we can actually use the bulletin for this as well. Since I don't have your individual PAWS, that's what we're going to use here, is the bulletin. So let's jump over to our web browser and see where the exact names I'm talking about are. So let's jump over here and let's go ahead and visit csusb.edu. From the home page, you're going to click here at Academics. Then you are going to go to Course Catalog/Bulletin. From here, you're going to want to click on Colleges, Schools, and Departments. And right here under the College of Arts and Letters, we have the Liberal Studies program. We'll go ahead and look at the undergraduate degrees here in the Liberal Studies. And we're going to use the general track for this assignment. So here we go. All of our different content areas all lined up here. As we scroll down, we get to the one that we're using for this week's homework, which is the Reading, Language, and Literature. So to get us started with this, we want to look at the different requirements. So here at the top we have the content area, and then under the content area and each of these numbers with the bold type, we have our requirements. So you're going to list the requirements, all 7 of them, for number 2. If we jump back here to number 2, the exact names, these names here, the requirement names, are what I'm referring to. So you will list 1 through 7, each of the black bold names here for each of the requirements. That's number 2. And then if we come over here to number 3, we have this chart. Now it's going to take some time to get familiar with this chart and its structure. So what we want to really pay attention to is where we are. So we know we're doing domains in the Reading, Language, and Literature content area, and there are more than one domain. So we start with domain 1, language and linguistics, and under domain 1 we have some specific domains. So we have 1.1 here, and as we keep scrolling, we're going to find that we have 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and then here we are at the next domain, domain 2, which also has some specific domains under it. So what we want to do with this chart is we want to look at the requirement names from number 2 and place those requirements here into the chart. So we will go back over to the bulletin, and I'll give you the example for here for freshman composition. Now we want to know where freshman composition fits into our chart here. So to figure out where freshman composition fits, what we're going to do is we're going to choose one of these classes here. So we're going to choose one because here under the freshman composition it tells us to choose 4 units from this list. So we're not going to place each of these classes, we're just going to place one of the classes, and that will be representative of our freshman composition content area, or our freshman composition requirement under this content area. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 106A just as a kind of random choice from here. You can choose any one of these. So I'm going to choose 106A because I only need to choose one from this area. So when I click on 106A, I get some information about this class. This is the course description. And we need to find where this course fits in our chart. So my little technique that I like to use is I like to look into this course description here, and I like to look at some key things that are going on. Like I can tell here that research looks like a pretty good key item from this content area, or from this course description, excuse me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say research. I know 106A has some research involved. So I'm going to come back to my Word document, and what I like to do is use my search. And I can do research in my search field, assuming I can spell it correctly. So now I'm searching my document and I find that, oh, look at this, under 2.3 writing applications, we have this box here that talks about students composing and analyzing different genres, including research reports. So what I would want to do at this point is take our class, the English 106A, that is representative of the freshman composition requirement, and we're going to go ahead and put that into this area. Now notice that I'm putting it up here under the green bar, this specific domain, the 2.3. So all of these, A, B, C, D, E, and F, all pertain to 2.3. So it's right under this green bar on the right hand side that I'm going to put English 106. And that's it. It's that simple. Keep going back through and finding the other places where research shows. Let's just do a quick look here and see if we have anything outside of 2.3. So we find research once here. It's still a part of 2.3. We find research here, which is still a part of 2.3. And then we also find it again down here, and now we're in 2.4. So let's go ahead and note that this class also covers that specific domain. And we'll keep doing a little hunt here, make sure that we have them all covered. So English 106A was there in 2.4. As we scroll down, we find that it's also in 2.5. So any others where we find research? Kind of just taking a look. Nope. So 2.5 also has research, so we're going to put English 106A. Now, when you're doing the typing in on the right-hand side, sometimes, given the formatting, you need to make sure that you type right under the green bar. So, like you can see, E here kind of crosses two pages. And when it crosses two pages like that and you try to type over onto this side, it doesn't quite work. It wants to go and type on that left side. So what you need to make sure you're doing is, since we're here under 2.4, just start where you're typing the class in right under that green bar, and that will allow you to type in it. So when you have these boxes crossing multiple pages, it's not going to let you into this box over here, so you just need to make sure you start typing up under the green bar. So you're going to do that for each of the requirements under this content area. And after that, you're going to, as we scroll down here, we are going to look at these last few questions. So when do you plan to take each of these requirements? Well, this is going to happen in your education plan. That's what we're going to do there. So when doesn't need to be answered, but I wanted to include it here just so that we keep track of the fact that we're always looking at the who, what, where, when, why, how of everything that we do. So the when will come in your education plan. And then why is this content area relevant for us to study? Again, I'm looking for thoughtful responses here. It's not necessarily the hardest question, but I'm really looking for some thought. I really want to know why this is relevant. And then how do you plan to be successful in this content area? And we need to have some specifics here, so very specific. And I encourage you to look at the rubric for what I'll be looking for in grading that particular part. So that's the help I have for you for the homework. I hope that this helps for you in getting this done. Please don't forget to email us with any questions that you might have. We're here to help, and I hope you all have a great evening. Thanks so much.